And his near range is around what, 30 feet or something?
Yeah, about there. All the ranges in the game are approximate. So anyway, let's jump into it. So tonight we're playing Myth the Wind Age. Welcome back. As I mentioned before, Rat is not going to be joining us anymore because of his work schedule change. And then V we have out for this session. Um, you guys leveled up at the end of last time. Let's go over the stuff that you took. I'm curious to hear what people added to their characters in the most recent level. If you don't have any, if you haven't, if you have XP to level, but you haven't done it yet, you can work on it now. So what did you guys take?
I took Empower spell, and I took one more point in Strength, and then I'm gonna prepare one more level 1 spell. Probably Speak with Dead.
What does Empower spell do?
On a 10 plus, you can choose to have a negative consequence as if you rolled on a partial, and then you can double the effects of the spell. So either double the roll or double the targets. So like I could bless 2 people, or I could do double damage or double heal.
That's cool. So what did your character how do you actually empower a spell? What do you have to do?
I mean, he has to get really lucky. I think he has to like not mess up Whisper, because Whisper's kind of like helping him, uh, cast the spell and give proper homage to the Iluan, and he has to like. I think he's getting better at realizing when he's annoying Whisper and distracting her. Um, and I think that's yeah. He's trying to maybe listen to her advice and try and be a little bit more respectful when he's casting spells and try to look more solemn. But he's misinterpreting, of course. So he's trying to act like something from the stories he heard from the bards as a kid.
Excellent.
Uh,
How about the rest of you guys? Anybody else level up?
Sadly, I did not.
Leveled up like last round. Before that, technically. So mine was so when I get a good hit in, I think it's I've done it. When you deal your damage to an enemy, you take +1 forward for your next hack and slash, and it's called and +1 d6 damage forward. It's like and it's the move is called "Do you like to hurt people?" And I said, and then, so my next move is if you're still there, I'll do it better, basically. So basically, whenever he's successful in his combat, he feels confidence that the next one will be even better.
Nice.
It's like a building storm. So like, but if he misses, then it it doesn't do anything.
That's cool. I like that. Is that everybody?
Nope. I
All
don't
right.
have one.
Okay, we'll jump in then. Okay, so Jack, you hear in your head, "What manner of creature are you?" What do you do? You're holding this sword in your hand that's kind of gleaming and sparking with electricity, and you can feel the vibration of its voice inside your skull as it speaks to you.
Well, I'm Jack, Devil Slayer, savior of myth.
Very good. I approve of Ben with who knows his titles. You may call me Balmung, right hand of noble Lu, brand of the blessed light, conduit of the eternal tempest, executioner of the mighty Fafnir, defender of the ancient Kaliak. You did not answer my question.
Wow. Can I take notes? I go grab my children's book. It's got a couple pages at the back, and I got to break out a crayon and I start putting down his Balmung. Could you say that again?
Oh yes, he says it again. I'll paste it in the chat. You want to write it down?
Holy crap!
There you go. And he said, "What sort of creature are you, Jack Devil Slayer?"
Are there different kinds? I think I'm human.
Human. I've never heard of those before. Interesting.
Yeah, we're in spider world. Something where this web is taking over, and there's like an evil goddess, and we got to stop her from taking over the whole universe or something like that. But she's just one of them. There's more than that.
Very well. That sounds a worthy quest. If you would wield my power, swear in the lady's sight that your heart shall be true to the light.
Not to just jump into something completely unexpected and go wholehearted, but that's just the way he is. He says, I swear upon the lady's light that I shall do justice to evil, while wielding Balmung, right hand of the noble Lu, brand of the blessed light, conduit of the element eternal tempest, executioner of the mighty Fafnir, and many more, defender of the ancient Kaliak. I like the Kaliak. I wish there were more.
Who are you talking to?
I think he's going mad.
Don't you guys hear the sword talk?
The sword says, swear that you will wield my power wisely and justly, and that you will strive to be worthy of it.
Did you find my stash and not tell me?
I swear to wield your power with justice, and rightly.
It says, very well. You may continue on your quest.
Sure, I need to find a. Did we have a sheath with this?
Yeah, so it did have a sheath. It has, in fact, it has a rubber sheath.
Oh, I've never seen that stuff before. Pretty cool. It's all bendy and stuff.
Yeah, so you guys managed to drive away the spiders. I thought you were closing the portal, but no, the portal did close, right? You guys are back in the halls of Myrgard at this point. You had met with the king, and the king has asked you to transport the Tane back to. No, you don't hear Odo. Sorry, I didn't answer that explicitly. You do see the lightning crackling from the sword. You guys have been asked to transport the Tane back to the human city of Lankerfan.
Yep. Hello? Can't hear you.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, okay. I thought you were muted. Yeah, I think our characters already agreed to that before the king, right?
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys want to set out on a perilous journey, there are roles to do that. The way that it works is you're gonna choose one quartermaster, one scout, and one pathfinder trailblazer, and you're each gonna make a defy danger wisdom roll.
Oh.
So decide who's doing what.
Zay, you're gonna lead the way.
Jack immediately heads towards Myrgard, or wherever the opposite place way we're supposed to go.
Langerfan. Yeah. So there's three of you guys. It's a multi-day trip, so you guys gotta decide who's doing the different camp activities or travel activities. So Zane is a pathfinder. Who's going to be the scout?
Gonna wander around. I'll be a scout unless somebody's better at it.
Okay, very good. And who's going to be the quartermaster?
I can be the quartermaster.
Okay.
What is a quartermaster?
So the quartermaster keeps charge of the party's rations. They make food and distribute food. Okay.
There's just 3 rolls. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So all 3 of you guys are going to roll Defy Danger Wisdom. As you guys are setting out, so you exit through the grand gates of Myrgard, out through the inner gate from the underground city, and then out through multiple layers of fortifications to get out to the Badlands beyond the walls. And you set out onto this vast plain with sort of gently rolling hills. There's some areas that are a little bit drier and sandier to the west, and it's a little bit rockier here in the east, close to the Great Devoid. And you guys are sort of in the foothills of the mountains, so every once in a while there'll be a little bit higher rise as the mountains approach Myrgard. As the party sets out, looking north of you, you see that black cloud hanging on the horizon, low over the Gilwalk Road, north of Moonchild and north of Thar Lake. The most obvious route to Lankerfan is to follow Helm Road. Are you guys following Helm Road?
Our scout, or I guess our pathfinder.
We're going where? Since we're going to the other city, right, Lankran?
Lankerfan, yeah.
Then yeah, we're probably going to the Helm Road.
Okay.
Towards that route.
All right. Okay, so we have a failure for scouting. What about the Pathfinder and Quartermaster?
What do we need to roll?
Defy danger wisdom. Yep. I got okay.
Full success.
So the Quartermaster. So everybody, let's see. I'm gonna say it's a 5-day trip, so everybody's gonna consume a total of 5 rations. But with the Quartermaster's help, you consume 1 less ration each. So it's 4 rations. Quartermaster is able to supplement with local scavenging and stuff like that. What kind of stuff do you scavenge here in the Badlands?
Well, he was gonna grab like just some herbs that he saw like horses or wildlife eating, but then Whisper kind of stopped him and showed him some more delectable things to grab. So he ended up just grabbing whatever Whisper told him to grab. So little plants and roots.
She probably showed you how to cook napales, which is cactus leaves.
Oh, there's cactus here?
Yeah, at a few places.
Don't drink the cactus juice.
All right. Yeah, so you guys managed to spread out. You also catch. I'm going to say you catch a vulture dragon, and you guys roast that during the trip as well. Let's see.
That's a success for me.
Okay. Let's see. Trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. I'm going to say that shaves another day off, so everybody's only consuming 3 rations now instead of 4. So everybody mark 3 rations off of your sheet. Or if you already marked 4, add 1 back on. And then, so you guys, on the first night, as you guys are making camp, Jack, you find that there are tracks in the dust. Like you find this kind of low-lying area that's kind of like sheltered from the wind. It's a good campsite. You guys set up camp, and as you're kind of patrolling around, making sure the area is safe, you find that there's tracks leading away from that sheltered area off into a little stand of like desert scrub that's down in a gully a couple 100 feet from the campsite. What do you do?
Well, I'll go down and see.
Okay. As the sun is going down, you come over this little rise and down into this gully, and you're confronted with a body nestled in the stony ground, sprawled face down with its long, spindly arms wrapped tight around its body. Skin looks pale, slightly yellow. The goal. There's a huge, horrible burn on its leg and all down the right side of its body. It doesn't have a sword with it. It doesn't have one of those satchels they all carry around their necks. And you notice that there's a couple other wounds that it has. Like it looks like it has some bite marks on its arms. And it looks like there's a sword wound on its left arm as well. After watching it for a moment, you see the slow rise and fall of its breathing. It's unconscious. What do you do?
What is it?
It's a ghoul. The same creatures you guys fought in that big battle.
I'm going to do the smart thing and poke it with a stick.
Okay. You poke it with a stick and it goes, and it chirps something at you. and it kind of like groans and rolls over and starts to like back itself into the corner, and it's got like it's you know how cats do that thing where they kind of like roll over on their back so all of their claws are like sticking up in the air. It's kind of doing that. It's got like its legs and arms in between you and its body. It's kind of just like curled up in a ball in this little shallow hole in the ground.
I might
Well, it's
explain.
not dead.
So, Paul Mong, this is the enemy that's taking over our world. These little creatures, they're coming thousands and much, much more than that. I don't know how anything bigger than my hands personally, but they say things like thousands and millions. I don't know what those words mean.
You may unleash my power if you so choose.
All right.
It's weird that it doesn't have its sack. I'm not seeing any sacks anywhere near him.
Zane, looking around, you find that there are other sets of tracks leading away from this area. It looks like there was a larger party of goals, and this one was left behind or separated from the party.
I think this one's been abandoned by its group. Looks to be it, since if you guys look here, I point toward the track. There's a lot of them here, or either they abandoned him, or it's an ambush, and they're waiting for us to, act on it.
But what are we gonna do? He's talking to himself again.
Well,
Let's talk about-
Alright.
that's his problem. This is another problem.
Okay.
I point towards the goal.
Hey, go! Talk to us. What you do? What are you doing?
It says, no hurt, Eeyore.
No hurt, Eeyore. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. What you doing here?
Resting.
You're bleeding.
It goes and like tries to like hastily cover up the sword wound with its hand. Says no bleeding. Go away.
You're lying. Hey, you the no hurt Eeyore. That depends on you not lying. What will you do? Where's your friends?
You want to parlay?
Yeah.
Go for it. Actually, I'm gonna say this is more like a. Yeah. Okay. It scrambles up and tries to run. What do you guys do?
Oh, I'm gonna grab.
I'm gonna
him.
tackle it.
Okay, you guys easily take it to the ground, and it screams in pain, and clutches at its wounded leg, and it like claws at you guys. Which one of you gets to it first, Odo, or who's the other person jumping at it? I think Jack.
Ichabod was.
Oh, so Ichabod. Sorry.
Ichabod's faster.
Okay, so Ichabod, it's gonna take a swing at you. What do you do? Just with its claws.
Deflect, I guess.
Okay. So I guess defy danger, strength, or dex or con, depending what how you're defending. Stumble, hesitate, or flinch. GM will offer you a worse outcome, hard bargain, or an ugly choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you're in. Well, I'm gonna force you to kill it. I think that doesn't make sense. I am. I'm gonna. Okay.
Broken with fear.
Here. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna say, if you can take this goal captive, if you do, you're gonna get ambushed. What do you want to do?
Guys, you're gonna hate me, but we're gonna get ambushed.
Actually, Jack is perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
I love getting ambushed.
All right. So, what's
And
that?
I imagine he's going to be making noise and stuff or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So it tries to hit you, and it's like scratching and scraping on your shield, and it moans, and it starts howling. And finally, you kind of restrain it and make it stop howling. But Zane, I'm gonna say you're standing up like at the edge of the gully, looking around because you got your bow. You could shoot any which way.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that you see there are goals. There's a pack of goals north of you that is kind of rises from a craggy area in the rocks and the foothills, and they start to slink in your direction. What do you do? It's hard to tell how many there are at this distance with the cover that they have.
I whistle as loudly as I can and shout ambush before they can actually ambush us, trying to make the party like focus up towards the area that the goals are coming from.
Okay, so let's go around. What is everybody doing as the goals are approaching and encircling you guys?
Right.
What's that?
I'm gonna
Maybe
bless Jack.
I'm igniting everybody's weapons.
Okay, so we got it.
Black fire.
Okay, so Dram
Flaming
ignites.
shield.
Odo blesses Jack. Okay, so and then what about you, Zane?
Oh, I'm gonna empower the bless so that I'll also take a blessing and I'll put myself into danger.
Okay.
Could that action be take a watch? DM?
What's that? Take a watch.
Or no, the take watch action
Overwatch.
from the basic move.
Yeah. Do you have I'm not yeah. I mean, do you have something special that triggers on take watch?
Basically, I'm not interacting with the goal and just looking around just to make sure the others aren't, ambushed.
Yeah, you can do that.
No, that
Yeah.
isn't that a camping move?
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if it's possible.
okay. Yeah. So you can take the take watch move. Go for it. So roll plus wisdom. I think it makes perfect sense under the circumstances.
Is it okay? It's there.
Okay, nice. Okay, so everybody is going to get +1 forward. So your first roll to fight this goal ambush, you guys all get +1 on that. Because they cried a warning as soon as he saw them. Ichabod, I think I missed your action. What are you doing?
Am I still holding down the one thing we captured?
That's up to you.
I will do that because that sounds like the best option.
Okay. So Dram igniting, Odo blessing, and Jack lights up his burning brand. Okay, so everybody's buffing this round basically. So the
I
goals.
failed.
I put myself
okay.
in danger.
Dram, you're conjuring a weapon of pure flame. Obviously, it's got the dangerous tag, and then Odo puts himself in danger.
The explosion hurts me from his.
I'm gonna go for something a little different. I think, Dram, you summon the burning brand, and you're reaching out to this black flame from the other side from the black gate, right? That's what you're doing. Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. I'm gonna say that you start to you successfully open your connection to the black gate, and bring in this energy and infuse your weapon, but the energy just keeps coming. What do you do?
Oh no. Guys, perhaps everybody can grab a bit.
What's wrong? I guess maybe
For the first time,
I've
Dram.
got a plumbing problem.
For the first time, Dram, Jack, his flames refuse yours.
Wow, getting
Does
rejected.
this have to do with your god? Are you
Well, I
seeing
don't know.
another god?
Am I seeing
Are you
another
seeing
god?
behind my back? No, that's cool. My
So
flames are black. Your flames are what? They're still red, right?
Yeah, they're but
You couldn't
they're
conform to the black flames.
they're golden.
Oh.
Odo, I'm going to say as
the Phoenix. This is from the Phoenix.
That's cool. We don't have any regular colored fire. That's awesome.
nice. Okay. So Odo, as everybody is buffing, Odo, you're casting your bless. Something stones come hurling at you over the little gully as the ghouls charge up, screeching. What do you do?
I lift up my shield to weather the blow of the rocks and
Okay, go ahead and make a move.
just defy danger. Constitution
Sounds good.
failure.
Okay, you're going to take some damage. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to say 3 of them throw rocks at you. Okay, you take 3 damage minus your armor. So the rocks bounce off your shield for the most part. Did any damage get through?
1.
Okay, yeah. So one of them gets you on like your shield arm, kind of like just above the elbow. Okay. So you guys are all buffing. The ghouls charge in. Let's see who's closest to their point of attack besides Odo.
Jack is.
Actually, okay. I would say it's Zane and then Jack, because Zane's the one keeping lookout. So Zane, they're throwing rocks at you. What are you doing?
Do I discern that they're all range or is there melee amongst them?
So they're all carrying swords. They a lot of them. What they're doing is they actually have these long curved cutlasses. They're actually holding them with their teeth as they're throwing rocks, as they're charging towards you.
Oh my. Yeah. Since Jack wants to be on the front lines, I'm gonna try to shoot the ones on the back, shooting their rocks.
Okay, go for it.
Dex +1 since I'm ordering my animal companion to help me.
Go for it.
And you have +1.
Oh yeah, you get +1. Okay, so you get to deal your full damage, and you have the option. No, that's not a thing with volley. That's hack and slash. Never mind. Yeah, so you just deal your damage, and then you can add your creature's cunning, I guess, or is it whichever
So
attribute goes for damage?
1 from my animal companion and 1 from masterwork.
Nice. Okay.
So it's 9.
Okay, so I'm gonna say you fire multiple arrows. You get one ghoul straight in the eye, and it falls and kind of screeches and flails on the ground. A second one lifts its rock to throw, and you get him in the arm, and it drops the rock. A third one sends another rock hurtling at you. What do you do?
I do what I do best, dodge.
Okay, go ahead, dodge.
Dexterity.
Nice. Okay, you nimbly leap out of the way, and then Jack, you leap into the fray. What are you doing with your burning brand?
It's not burning brand. I'm using the sword. It's plasma.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. So you go charging into their midst, and Balmung roars a battle cry. And I'm going to say it's, you know that it's a language that you don't understand, but you also understand it because it's speaking inside your brain. And it says, "For glory and the light." And as you strike, deal your damage. Go ahead and roll your damage.
All right. So that's going to be damage. Okay, here it is. 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's the total.
Okay. So a lightning bolt. You hit the first goal. When the sword makes contact with the goal, a lightning bolt explodes through it, like incinerating its whole body. And it arcs and it jumps to another goal and kills that one. And it arcs and jumps to a third goal and it burns that one. It's like a chain lightning effect when it hits. And so there's this kind of like explosion of force. Go ahead and you're hacking and slash again. Go for it.
Oh wow!
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, do you like to hurt people kicked in as well? The roll means nothing. It's just
Yeah. Okay.
I don't. It doesn't actually roll.
So roll
So
your-
so it's just like so that's 4 and then a d6. I should figure out how to make that roll. Okay. So that's
You
10.
hear Ichabod from the back say,
Okay.
"Show off."
So I
So you
I use so that puts artful dodger. So whoever I hit gets knocked in the spectacular, and it is forceful. So they just bodies go flying everywhere.
yeah. So there's like parts of goals flying. Like you kill half a dozen of them with 2 strokes of your sword. Ichabod, what are you doing?
I am trying to combination of protect and hold this guy down. So I'm gonna
Right. Okay. Go ahead and
punch the nearest thing that's near me that's gonna hurt it.
yeah, okay. I'm gonna say they one of them's coming scrambling down the slope at you. It was kind of trying to be stealthy because this is an ambush and they're like sneaking up on you guys while the one group is charging. It thought that it would get in and maybe stab one of you guys in the back and maybe do something with the other guy that you're capturing. So it comes down at you with a sword. You see it just as it's like above you, leaping down. What do you do?
Make its face meet my fist.
Go for it. Okay, deal your damage.
Wow, we're pounding it out.
Yeah. So you kill that goal. What is it? What is it like? Like, how do you hit it?
I think it's-
Squaring whatever its jaw is gonna sound like, making it have a nice crunching noise.
Yeah. So you hit its jaw with a crunch, and it goes smashing against the side of the gully, and its body kind of just flops and rolls down. Let's see. Who did I? So we got Dram. So you've got this black flame that's just pouring off of your. What kind of weapon did you have that you're? What were you trying to form the burning brand into?
Oh no, I wanted to give other people flames.
Oh, interesting.
weapons.
Okay, so you're actually
But I fucked up. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to direct it like a fire hose at goal.
okay.
Not just pick a direction and just
Sounds like a Zuko style.
fire hose of fire. Fire hose of fire
There you
hose.
go.
Okay, go ahead, deal your damage.
I think a fire whip would be better than a hose.
Okay.
It's just
I'm gonna have you.
black fire from hell.
I'm gonna have you roll your damage a second time because of the excess energy coming off of this thing.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you fry a bunch of them, and they're burning with black flames and screaming and like they fall in pain and stumble, and they're like thrashing on the ground trying to extinguish themselves, but the black flame doesn't. Well, actually, how do you extinguish the black flame? Does it extinguish normally, or you don't? You can't extinguish the black flame. So
no, it's just I gotta turn it off somehow. Hang on.
yeah. Okay.
There's a thing to turn it off that I have to roll.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. That wasn't it.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are fighting.
Built into the rule of it from hell.
Jack, you're going in. Zane, you see that there's another group in the back lined up, getting ready to throw rocks. You gonna shoot at them?
I mean, I am the ranger.
Go for it. All right, you get a good
Nice.
shot. Deal your damage. Okay, you get another one straight.
11.
Okay, you get another one straight through the heart, and it instantly stops and falls dead. And you shoot a second arrow, and it wings the one behind it. It gets it in the leg, and it kind of stumbles. And at this point, the goals, seeing this like black flame and lightning everywhere, and like battlefield magic going all over the place, they turn and flee, screaming in all directions. What do you guys do? Dram, your black flame is still pouring out of you.
Oh no. Now I want to try to make it stop.
Okay, go for it.
Alright. I guess I'll try
Just
Zuko
can't
style.
stop loving you.
Fighting fire with fire.
Yeah, Zuko style's fine.
All right.
Okay, what does it take for you to quench the black flame? What do you have to do?
Oh, I grab like a bit of the flame with one hand, and then I grab a bit of the flame with the other as it's rushing out, and I tie it into a knot.
Very cool.
And then when I tie it into a knot, like as I pull the knot taut, it just bloop, the portal closes, and then I fall down like completely soot covered.
All right.
Soot covered.
So the whole hillside is like blackened and singed and covered with like burnt gore, and it smells horrible.
Yeah.
Um,
I find a cigarette and I light it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
You notice that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So you.
If Adram were to look at Zane, he would shake his head like disappointedly with all the fire he made.
I turn and I say, lawn care.
Yeah. So you guys, you notice they've all got their satchels and swords like normal. One of the others in the party that attacked you had actually it's the one that came down and came at you, Ichabod. You notice he's carrying 2 of those satchels.
I am going to confiscate them.
Okay. I did hear me a lawn care, yes. Okay, so you got 2 satchels. So they're both sacks full of body parts. They've got assorted random small treasures worth 200 coin in total. And it's random like jewelry and stuff that they stole from people.
Anybody want an extra hand?
You hear screams of lightning and thunder and plasma in the distance as Jack drives them into the distance and comes back. And this sword seems to be like this weird symphony of music, like coming out of it, like these strange, like what is it? Close Encounters of the Third Kind seems to be going for some reason in strange lights and goes back caps. So what happened?
Oh yeah, so you guys have
Got
this
a couple severed hands.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I found a couple severed hands, a heart, and 1 eyeball.
Ooh, eyeballs, huh? Nah.
All right, so you have this captive Goal. He speaks a little bit of your tongue, but not much, it seems. What are you going to do with him?
Who's
Is
good at
anyone else
interrogating?
thinking barbecue? Oh, we're gonna interrogate him.
All right. So you can roll. You can make a parlay again. Now that you've dispatched the other goals, if you want to try to get something out of him.
Oh, Jack will help.
Actually,
He'll
I'm gonna
back old time.
I'm gonna say that he's sufficiently intimidated. Yeah, go ahead and use your this old charm. Somebody's gonna get +1 forward on their. I'll call it a discern reality. So I'll let you guys ask what questions you want to ask of him.
The bless ends when the battle ends, so you don't
Okay.
have bless anymore. It just lasts for the battle.
Jack loves forwards because you just gotta keep never go back. Just go forward.
Okay, so whoever is interrogating the goal, roll discern realities. You can use your charisma if you'd like instead of your wisdom.
Well, Ichabod has a 0
Oh,
charisma.
Discern
I mean,
reality?
I could try. Yeah, discern if I could use wisdom since I'm the only one that tried to make sure they don't die, I guess. And
Yep.
That's a 10.
Okay. What do you want?
+1 forward.
What do you want to ask?
Just 1, right?
Yep.
You get 3 with a 10, or is the +1 already in there?
What was the +1 from?
That's from me.
From that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you get 3 questions then.
What happened here recently?
Uh,
Implying what happened to him and why he got left.
Yeah.
of
Okay. Yeah. So he
place.
tells you in broken, halting tongue that he was at the battle at the city of Mirgard. He was caught in that great, terrifying black flame that came down from the sky, and he was hurt and he ran. A bunch of other ghouls from his warband caught up with him, saw that he, after they fled from the battle, they saw that he was weak and wounded, and they beat him up and took his treasures and left him to die. And then they headed off north, and then they came back when they heard you guys, and you guys killed them for the most part.
Next question is, why are they heading north? What's up with going to north side?
He tells you that the burning one is there. He tells you that the
This-
burning
this
one,
burning
he
one?
says, yeah, the burning one is there.
I mean, we Zane doesn't need the valuable, so I'm gonna use my last information to get to know what is the burning one,
Okay, yeah, so
or
he tells you the burning one is like she takes the form of a human woman, but she wields this great dream of flame, much like Dram does, and she uses it to punish the ghouls when they don't obey her. He
So that's
says
his ex-wife.
he says that she also has frightening creatures smoke at her command.
as he says all those information, look towards the group. I guess we know who's the one in charge. I guess.
He says she came from that human village.
Which human village?
He doesn't know the names of the village. I'm gonna assume when you guys draw him like a map or something. He points to Yursgrad.
Oh, where's the ears grab?
It's in the northwest corner of the map here.
Ah, okay.
Right above what looks like Hercules.
Yeah, that's what the warriors of Yursgrad look like. They're the called the Hearth Guard. A couple of you guys have fought with them.
So this burning person came from there.
Yes.
Oh, what bit you? Why'd you got bite marks in you?
So they would cut.
Because I thought he was cut
was
and
cut.
bitten.
He says Kuchulain bit me, and he explains after like talking back and forth for a minute that it's one of the other ghouls from the warband. He wanted my stuff.
Oh, gold stuff. Well, I guess we let this one run away, and you could tell everyone that we're really mean and scary, and we'll smash you if you mess with us, right?
Yes, I tell them.
Yeah, and we'll leave him to put fear in all the other goals.
Yes.
So Odo's gonna go release the thing,
Okay, so it's
unless someone stops him.
Odo is let's see, hold on. So
Paladin?
Jack explains to Odo, he's eaten people.
Eeyore,
Yeah, but
you
who
ate
hasn't?
people. He ate people.
You
They
see all
all-
those things in their you see all those things in their pockets, eyes, hearts, hands. Those are all from people they ate. What would you do if I started to say, well, I think your left finger looks good?
Eeyore, I don't think we're gonna be able to let you go.
already starting to hobble off in the distance. It's like I tell them. What do you do?
Jack looks
The
at
one
Ichabod.
time you wish you had a gun in game.
Jack just turns around and stares at Ichabod and says, "You or me?"
The last time you do it.
All right. He's gonna do the lightning or the plasma will like leap from his sword and attack.
Yeah.
So the near. Oh, it doesn't. He is That's even better. No, that's perfect.
Wow, 2 ones.
I like
Uh,
getting X, but that's actually story centric. I like it.
Okay, so you actually you learn an interesting property of Balmung, which is that when you fight in close quarters with other people, the collateral damage is indiscriminate. Roll your damage.
Uh-oh.
Ichabod, you take 2 damage, ignoring your armor, as the lightning arcs to you, as he hits and kills the goal.
It went no matter what.
You did that on purpose.
This is why Jack usually fights alone.
Balmung says, "I warned you. You must use my power wisely.
That was not one.
What will you?"
Solo in front of thousands of enemies. Got it.
Okay, so you guys,
Is that messy? I guess no. That's even better. It's one step up from messy.
it's definitely messy. It is. I think I actually gave it tags. Give me 1 second. Let me find that.
Did someone gather all their swords?
Yeah, I forgot to write down its tags. So, but it has the dangerous hand close, dangerous, close, near, messy tags, and forceful.
Oh,
And of course, it has the intelligent tag.
How
Odo will help
intelligent.
collect all the swords if someone didn't grab them.
Okay, yeah, you want to say you pick up roll me, I guess 3d6. Okay, you pick up 6 cleavers that are salvageable.
I can only carry 4 of these. Here's 2. We could sell them and split the gold when we get back to town.
Who are you handing them to?
I'll just give them to Ichabod.
Okay.
He's big.
Just because I have 17 strength.
You guys divvy up the gold cleavers. I'm gonna say between them, you also go through their. If you're willing, are you willing to go through their bags actually? Because they're gory and gross.
No.
No, okay.
Well, Jack will.
Jack, you find
I've done it before.
500 coin worth of gross gold that needs to be washed, or coin that needs to be washed. All right, I'm gonna say you guys continue on your journey unless you'd like to do anything else here.
Nope.
Okay. Are you okay? Next question then. Are you stopping at Moonchild? Moonchild is an abandoned town that the original party members discovered out in the Badlands, and they made it a place. They made a tavern, a place where they could camp for the night. But they were also attacked by one of the ash fiends there. Are you guys heading there, or are you continuing on until Skolomance?
Free booze, I say we go there.
Right. Yeah, I've been there, so I know what to expect. Possibly, who knows what happens in the time.
Okay, yeah. So you guys camp out at Moonchild. You see that this dark cloud is traveling seemingly against the wind, heading slowly westward across the sky. Yeah. So you guys are watching it through the night. You take watches that it's uneventful. But you can, you kind of have a good Moonchild's like it's a little bit elevated. You have like a good vantage point because you're up in the building, so you can see that you can track the progress of this cloud, even though it's pretty low to the ground. And you watch it head westward. You also see that there actually who's gonna take first watch?
Me.
Okay, so Zane, roll me a Defy Danger Wisdom for your watch.
People are starting to understand if Jack takes a watch, something happens.
Okay, you do what you set out to do. Okay, yeah. So Zane, you've got pretty good night vision. You're looking off in the distance. You got your owl scouting. I'm imagining, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You see that there are Myrkridia lurking in the vicinity of the Dire Marsh along the north side of the Gilwalk Road. They're not close enough to threaten the town, but you know that they're there, and you see them like skulking about in the hills, hunting, looking for prey. I'm going to show you what they look like. These are the Myrkridia. You've all seen them before.
Are they like super, super dangerous, or are they just like a middle tier monster?
I mean, they're huge. Look at the skulls they're holding.
They look like trolls from WoW.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, they
Okay.
you guys can spout lore if you want.
Okay.
Or you can ask, I guess, Dram or Jack, because they've fought these guys
No,
a bunch.
I got an 8.
Okay.
So I know something not that useful, I think.
Okay, yeah, so you know that one of the things that you know that ghouls run around and like hunt people in packs, and they're one of the main monsters that just like goes around killing people all through the lands in the former Caith Brewing Empire. And they will attack anyone who's not in like a town or a walled city. Anybody who's like caught out on the road alone at night, if they find you, if they figure out where you're at, they're gonna come after you, and they're very sneaky. And they like to make like sculptures and statues and weird little pyramids out of human skulls and the skulls of other creatures that they kill as well.
You actually meant Myrkridians, right?
Yeah, that's what I said,
Yeah.
isn't it?
You said goal.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, I was talking about the Myrkridians. My mistake.
Okay.
And then one of the other facts is they're not from here, or they are.
Oh yeah,
They're
so
not the beast people.
yeah, so Jack, you know that these guys are not from this realm. They're from another plane of existence.
They're like the spiders.
Exactly. And they tend to.
I relay. Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say you guys also know that you've the half of the party you have fought them at Yursgrad and also in the Dire Marsh.
I relate to the others in the party that the cloud is getting much more closer to our destination, and also there's a pack of what's
Myrkridia, what they're called.
a pack of Myrkridians closing on, trailing on behind it. I mean, we should probably go double time getting to the city before them.
How do we double time?
You get running.
Yeah, but so I'm gonna say it's a
Resting.
Defy Danger Constitution for everybody. If you want to double time it all the way to Skolomance, which is going to be your next stop, unless you guys want to camp out in the wilderness.
No. We should get there before storm comes. I
Is
think
Jack
yeah, I think-
rolling immediately.
Jack just starts running towards Skolomance.
Yeah. No, but I'm assuming you guys are well. So the rest of the night passes uneventfully. You guys are
Up, yeah.
waking in the morning, discussing your travel. Sorry, I didn't make that clear.
Okay.
Jack running in the middle of the night.
Makes me think of the D&D movie where the paladin is just walking in a straight line away. You guys see that movie?
Billy hits a wall. It's a rock, and then
Yeah. Okay, so the party's lagging a little bit. I'm going to say that when you guys arrive in Skolomance for the evening, there is a pack of Myrkridia shadowing you guys at a distance, kind of north of the road. They see you going into this town, and they're kind of lurking outside the town, but you have the feeling you're probably going to see them again before you get to the Imperial City.
Jack turns around right before he enters the city and says, he starts yelling at
Okay.
whips.
You taunt or insult a foe with the intent of facing him one-on-one. What's the 10 plus? You draw his attention?
Yeah, it looks like the whole pack is going to come after me.
Yeah, okay. So you're at the gates of the town, so you've incited a Myrkridia attack on Skolomance. What do you guys do as they come rushing at you?
Fireball.
Tell Jack he's on his own, then run off.
I'm not leaving a soldier behind. I brace myself and fight alongside.
Okay, so everybody, I guess, let's start with Zane. What are you doing?
They're actually rushing towards this town, right?
Yeah.
I've encouraged them to attack without preparation.
Yes. So
You aggroed them. You aggroed
yeah,
them.
that's right. He used his taunt. Yeah. So just to give you guys a feel for it, so Skolomance is like a small town. It's the kind of place that would be easily overrun by the Myrkridia, except for one tiny detail, which is that it's the home of the Warlock's Tower in Skolomance, which Drum is where you first touched the fire rune and learned its secrets. And you know that there are orders of warlocks that train there that can wield the fire dream, though not as well as you can, certainly. They have some control. They're able to use battlefield magic to some extent. And so the Myrkridia tend to want to leave that place alone. But this particular group is interested in Jack. Sorry, Zane, what are you doing?
Question, DM, can I do two things?
Yeah, I mean, go for it. What do you want to do?
First thing I want to do is defy danger and try to find the hiding area, like slink back behind one of the walls of the houses.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, that sounds like a Defy Danger dex.
A question. Also, when we camp at night, we heal half our HP. All right.
Yes, that's right. Sorry.
Yeah, that's like the element.
Okay.
What offer?
Let's see off your worst outcome. I'm gonna say that you find cover, but it's not sturdy cover. Like if you want to get behind one of these buildings, you're not really gonna have a clear shot. The best cover that you can get that's like having a good view of the fight is like some low brush. So it kind of is like impeding. If you want to use that as cover, it's going to impede your movement a little, but it's going to make you harder to see. Or you can just shoot out in the open. Okay.
Impeding covers is fine. With that, since they probably can't see me anymore, I would like to use Scald Shot.
Go for it.
And I would use the
click on the move so it spits out in the chat.
Yeah, I'm a Cold Shot head on one of the enemies.
Okay, go ahead and do your cold shot. Okay, you attack a surprised enemy at range. You can deal your damage, or you can get the stun, but not both. Which do you want to do?
I'm a stun, not damage.
Okay, so an arrow comes sailing out of nowhere and stuns one of them. and it kind of just wavers for a minute as the rest of them charge forward. Jack, what are you doing? And Ichabod.
Jack says, "All right," and goes right for the pack. Well, how
Okay.
far
Start
are
yelling at the nearest people, telling them to hide.
Okay. I'm gonna say that's a defy danger charisma to yell at nearby people and get them to safety.
There's folk living here? I thought it was abandoned.
Yeah, no, this is the town that's abandoned is where you guys stopped last night.
Um,
And he said charisma.
Yeah.
I actually didn't do too bad.
no one listens to you?
Yeah, so I'm gonna say that people, they have some common sense. You start yelling, a couple people kind of stick their heads out to see what's going on, and then they duck back inside their buildings. You see though that the gates of the Warlock's Tower start to roll open. And you see that there is a cadre of warlocks, half a dozen of them ready for battle, marching out to fight with you guys. As they hear you yell. Let's see. That was so Jack, you're charging. Ichabod, you're yelling. Dram, what are you doing?
Cowering in fear, I hope.
Wading into battle.
Okay, go for it. Are
I
you
wanna attack a Myrkridian hunter.
okay? Are you using like a burning brand, or are you shooting flames, or what?
No, Zuko style. I'm gonna shoot
Okay.
a fireball at him.
Okay, go ahead, shoot your fireball. Okay, deal your damage. The effect is short-lived, but you deal 4 damage, which wounds one of them, just as Jack is running up to it. Did I skip anybody? Odo, what are you doing?
Is there still a shot for fireball, or is Jack already?
You can, you can hit him with a fireball before Jack gets in.
Okay, I'll cast a fireball then. Ooh, I'm gonna
Nice.
put myself in danger to double the damage.
Okay,
So-
go ahead and deal your damage.
4d6 ignoring armor. 13 damage.
Ooh, my goodness. And what's the exact effect? I'm assuming it's like an area, right? It just has the area
Yeah,
tag.
it's just a
Okay.
round.
Yeah, so
sphere.
Jack, you go running into the fray, and you're momentarily disappointed as the line of Myrkridia charging you, just half of them just disappear in an explosive blast of flame that like sends this wind out to you and like forces you to turn aside for a moment from the scorching heat. And when the blast clears, half a dozen of them are down. And the line is ragged, and they kind of like start to scatter a little bit. Like they want to fight you, but they're trying to get close in, but also encircle you, Jack. They don't want to fight you head on anymore after that. What do you do?
I'll just hit I'll pick one side and go for that.
Okay, yeah, you hack and slash, deal your damage.
Oh, activate. Oh,
Okay.
well, that's 5 plus whatever the sword does.
Okay, so you kill. You kill 3 of them with the sword. The other 2 of them, the another 2 of them come in at you, and rather than slashing you with its claws, one of them grabs you and like takes you off of your feet and trips you up. And the 2 of them like dogpile on top of you, and they start like trying to bite you. Let's see. I'm gonna go with back to Zane. What are you doing? So you see Jack. There's a flash of lightning and there's an explosion of fire. And then you see Jack go down in a pile of Myrkridia. And more of them are. They were headed towards you guys, but they see that Jack is down, and so they want to join in that. They all go after Jack. What do you do? There's half a dozen of them left.
Okay. Seeing that they're not focusing on the town more, I would like to defend Jack.
Okay, go ahead and roll your defend. And you can use your dex if you like, if you're using your bow to defend. Yeah.
Yeah, with the aid of my animal companion. Just one hold.
Okay. So you're standing in defense of Jack. So as we do stuff to Jack, you can use your hold. So let me know when you're going to use it. In the meantime, shooting Ichabod. Are you going to charge in? Or are you doing something else? Ichabod, you there?
Oh, my headphones cut out. What'd you say?
So you yelled. The warlocks came out of the tower. They're coming to join you guys, and see what's up. You see Jack go down in a pile of Myrkridia. Zane's shooting arrows defensively, trying to get them off of him. What are you doing?
Running like a madman into the fray.
Okay, go for it. Is your intent to also try to help Jack get up or defend him, or are you trying to hurt Myrkridia?
Trying to get him up while also hurting Myrkridia, if possible.
Okay. I'm gonna call that a hack and slash, I guess.
Add +1 forward.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Zane's shooting gives you an opening. So you get an 8. I'm gonna give you a choice. So you kind of have a moment to decide. Like, do you want to reach for Jack or do you want to hit one of the Myrkridia first? I'm gonna see, because you rolled a 7. I'm gonna give you the either or. You can do damage, or you can help Jack to his feet.
I guess I'll drag Jack's lifeless body away.
Okay. So Jack,
You could tell that Jack is very much life full, as he's swearing underneath a mass of icky.
yeah. So you just like, I'm imagining Ichabod. You just like slam into this pile of Myrkridia and send them tumbling like bowling pins, and you just grab Jack and like haul him to his feet. The Myrkridia are now surrounding you. The 6 of them, they're closing in again. Ichabod, one of them slashes at you, and he's going to deal some damage because you did the hack and slash. He's going to deal. Here we go. Okay, and 2 of his friends are flanking you as well. They deal a total of 8 damage minus your armor as they slash at you with their claws.
Oh no!
Where did they hit? Where did they slash you? Where did they hit you?
I'm assuming chest.
Okay, yeah, so they get you in the chest. And another 3 are after you. Jack, what are you doing?
I'm going to grab, since Ichabod's with me, right? Or who else is there?
Ichabod's right next to you. Yeah, he just hauled you to your feet.
All right, so I'm going to drag him back. So I'm going to defy danger Dex and get us out, like dodge out of the circle.
Okay.
Use his spot that he came through to drag him back.
We're having a tough guy off scene who drags who.
Yes, you guys drag each other out of this encircling Myrkridia.
But I'm better at it because I can literally
Dram, I'm going to say that gives you an opening because they're no longer in the middle of the pile if you want to blast them with something or hit them with something. Dram?
Doing your fireball, Dram.
Yeah. I think I think I want to ride a fireball into them.
Okay, go for it.
That's okay.
That worked. It worked better than last time. Go ahead, deal your damage.
Yeah.
So
like bowl them over like bowling balls.
Yeah. So you scorch them and you scatter them a bit.
Indian style, like Aang.
Nice. Yes, you scorch them and you scatter them a bit. Odo, you watch as the 2 melee fighters pull themselves out of combat with the Myrkridia, and Dram immediately charges in and puts himself in combat with the Myrkridia, so he's in the middle of them now instead of those 2. What do you do?
I'm running to catch up to him, and as I'm running, I'm going to try and bless him. Like, Whisper, You gotta go help him.
He is kind of in the air though. Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Air.
Well,
I'll just try and bless him so he can maybe land with style.
Go ahead and do your bless.
Oh, I'm gonna double it to Zane.
Nice. Okay. So Zane, you also got to
put myself in danger. To double it.
Okay. So you go charging in. You're blessing him at point blank range as he's charging into battle. One of the Myrkridia is going to try to. What do you have on you? Like, what are you wearing in
All
terms
the
of like gear?
scimitars I'm wearing the chainmail. I have my shield. I have my Barbuda visored helmet, the visor down. And then I have my travel pack that's full of dungeon rations. I got the cleavers all tied up and tied to the side of my pack. I got my adventuring gear in there. I have my one-handed mace.
I'm gonna say it's gonna slash at your pack. It's gonna try to take it off your back, either to steal it or unbalance you. You're not sure. What are you doing?
Not my biscuits! And I'm gonna throw oh wait, but do I see at the same time Dram in danger? I think
so
I'm gonna sacrifice.
You successfully cast your spell. You're gonna let the biscuits go and fight the ones fighting Dram instead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go defend Dram.
Okay, go ahead and make your defend.
Partial success.
Okay.
So of one hold that I can use it later. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you have one hold. So jump in and let us know when you're using your hold. So you can use it anytime when Dram's getting attacked.
Do I lose all my? I have 6 uses of rations left. I lose.
Yeah.
All
So
those?
you lose your rations. What other like small items do you have? Do you have coin?
Adventuring gear, and those cleavers.
Okay. So you lose your adventuring gear. You put them aside for now because there's a possibility you might get them back. Just note that they've been taken. So it's your adventuring gear, your rations, and then you don't have any coin. I guess your coin would be separate anyway, probably.
I have 8 coin.
Okay, yeah, we'll say that's in a separate pouch. So those things are in the bag that he has grabbed, and he kind of yanks at you, and you stumble a little bit as you're trying to defend Dram. Zane, you also get the blessing. Do you want to use the blessing and shoot?
I'm gonna use my blessing and shoot while in cover for a cold shot to stun the guy that's trying to hurt Odo.
Go for it. The one that grabbed his pack, you mean, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You hit him, and you can also deal your damage.
He is stunned and he takes 5 damage.
Okay. So you go like, I'm gonna stun him. I'm gonna keep him from getting away, and you get him right on the dome. An arrow actually penetrates his skull, and he kind of stops and just stands there for like a split second, like a statue, and then topples over sideways. These guys are tall, but they're not super tough. Yeah. Okay. So you tackle the one guy. Dram, you're going into battle. You've got Odo defending you. You're hovering on top of this ball of flame.
Get on board.
Okay. You pull. Who are you pulling on board? Is it
Odo?
Odo. Okay. You pull Odo on board. Odo, you're riding the flame with Dram. What's it like?
What's going on?
I've got goggles on now and a bridle, and I'm like pulling the fireball along.
Okay. So go ahead and
then I guess, and then when I get into the middle of enemies, I concentrate and make spikes come out of it, and they impale things.
Okay, do your Zuko style. Okay, deal your damage.
+1. You have +1, so it's a full success.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I'm gonna say you kill 4 of them, which leaves 2 for Jack. Jack, what are you doing?
Okay, I'm going to hack and slash.
Go for it.
We gotta cut down the numbers; they're just getting crazy. All right, here it goes. Okay, so I'll do damage to this guy here. So I move forward to do that. So,
yep,
to try to limit. Oh, I actually succeed. It's only really messy when you fail. So damage. So that's 8, 9, 10 currently.
Okay, you splatter the last couple of Myrkridia with your lightning bolts.
All right. Is there another group you said or not?
No, that's it.
All right. And a light. I look at. I wave to Dram up in the air, like going. Can't go in the sky.
So you, the warlocks have come out to meet you guys. They've arrived just in time for the battle to be over. They approach you, and the warlocks, they're these kind of, let me see if I have a picture of them actually.
Dudes in robes.
Yep. Can you guys see that?
Wow, they're kind of curious.
Yeah, so that's the guy in the middle is Majarin, who's the court warlock, and the guys in the back are all of his people from his tower.
You made it.
Why are you guys wearing bath towels?
They all just came out of the bath. That's why. You disturbed our communal
single one?
bath. All of them were having one bath.
Trav, you remember those days hanging out in the bathhouse on the lowest level of the warlock's tower?
Oh yeah.
What kind of stuff did you get up to?
Well, we used our fire to heat up the water and made it like a steam, like a hot spring. And yeah, we frolicked and splashed each other. I don't know. I got nothing.
Okay, that's fine. So you guys you go up and speak to the warlocks, and they I want to say one who's leading this little band. Her name is Faithlian. Faithlian looks at you, Dram, and she says, "Be welcome. Will you be staying with us at the tower?"
Is this another ex-wife of yours?
No. Don't get us in trouble now. Yes, of course. We would like to use the services of your great tower.
Do we hear? Do every one of us of the party hear them trying to say we can rest here?
Yeah.
Can I ask my animal companion to go towards the sky and check the status on how close the storm is towards the city?
Okay. Yeah.
For yeah, just to make sure we have.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say you guys can, if you guys stay here the night, you'll probably beat the storm to Lankerfan by half a day, assuming you double time it once you get up. You guys have some time to rest if you want to.
Okay, I relay that to Dram if if he wants to rest here.
Yeah, let's get a steam bath.
Yeah, so they lead you to the Warlock's Tower.
Hot spring steam bath.
Which is this intimidating black spire, and we fast forward through the hot springs episode, and we enter the tower gates, and they lead you in, and you climb the stairs to the second level. At the top of the stairs, you encounter a wall of pure white that hurts your eyes to look at. Dram, you know that this is the runestone chamber. You traveled here at one time in your life to study the fire weird and learn the fire dream. How long ago was that?
20 years ago.
Okay. You're the only one in the party, aside from the warlocks, who can enter this chamber right now. You know this because you've been here before. You've studied this place before. There's a magical ward at the threshold of the chamber that contains the power of the runestone and protects anyone outside who hasn't learned the fire dream. When you go to step over the ward, you have to shield your eyes. Are you gonna? The warlocks actually say to you, Dram, would you like to do the honors? They're asking you to deactivate the barrier. Okay, so there's a magical ward at the threshold of the chamber that contains the power of the runestone, protects anyone outside. When you step over the ward, you have to shield your eyes from an intense, blinding white light that emanates from the heart of the tower. There's a low rumble that makes your bones vibrate, and the air smells strongly like ozone. The room is so hot that sweat pours from your body the moment you cross the wards at the threshold. When you touch the fire weird for the first time, you have to sacrifice something of yourself, something that's fundamental to who you are, or in your case, who you were before you learned the fire dream. What did you sacrifice to learn the fire dream? Who were you before you became this adventurer that you are now?
I was but a child.
You sacrificed your childhood?
Yes.
Interesting.
Instantly became an old man.
I know I was taken away or something. I don't know. I was an orphan, and then
That's interesting. Okay.
His childhood.
I was
Okay.
once a boy.
Yeah. So your boyhood was taken away from you. Once you learn the fire dream, once you've learned the fire dream, you can pass through the runestone's energies unharmed. So this chamber is safe to you, though it's still not quite comfortable to be around. To bring someone else through the chamber, what you need to do is lay your hand on the surface of the runestone, which is the 15-foot obelisk that sticks up at the center of the room. That quiets the stone's energies for a time and also allows you to commune with the fire dream. You want to lay your hand on the stone?
Yes,
Okay, what does it feel like?
rubber. It's cold rubber.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, so you lay your hand on this stone, which suddenly becomes cold to your touch, and you feel the pulsing heart of the essence of all the flames in creation, just underneath the tip of your fingers, and it feels strangely cold. And when you touch it in this way, it quiets the room, so the bright white light fades, and you guys all see that you're able to like see this chamber now, and this kind of this almost like almost like circular chamber that's almost kind of like a Gothic cathedral type of architecture. It's like a sacred space that's designed to house this one artifact. And you guys are all ushered into this chamber.
You guys sure do like wasting space here.
The Faithlian says, the space is required to contain the dream. Have you ever held a sun in the palm of your hand?
Yes, it was a torch.
She laughs.
I blew myself up once with the fireball. That was like a sun.
He says, she says, shall we continue? She leads you upstairs. The third floor of the tower is the main entry hall, multiple sets of stairs and corridors leading upward and downward to different areas. When you pass in through the archway, a woman in gray robes stops to stare at you. Dram, you recognize her. Her name is Alice. She sees you, Dram, and she's like, I feel like I've seen you before somewhere. You're Gustav's friends. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, we were on our way to the east when we ran into some Myrkridia, and we were invited in by the council.
Of course, you're staying the night?
Oh, yes, if that's okay with you.
She says, "Come have tea with me in the evening. Have a if you're here, if you guys don't need to rest immediately, come speak with me. I'll be in the apothecary's lab."
Excellent. I'll see you there, Alice.
Okay.
Is
It Alice, right?
is there anyone here? These are like flame people, right?
Yeah.
Does this mean I've touched the dream?
Are you gonna touch the obsidian firestone?
Yeah. If Dram can do it, I can.
Yeah, go for it.
You're insane. You're gonna lose your hand.
Oh, I stopped my go. Hey, that's for members only.
But
No,
you're
I'm
my
just kidding.
teacher.
But you're not a member. You got to pay for that. It's like
All right, what do I
800
have to
gold. You could just
All right,
pay
well,
me
I'll
now,
agree to
and
you,
I'll put a deposit. No. I don't get in his way.
I have
Okay.
770 coins.
Oh, that's with counting the convenience fee and the
No, I'm gonna say it's up.
costs.
I'm gonna say actually it's 100 coin to pay that you pay to the Warlocks Guild.
That's
Inflated.
my teacher getting a 700%. All right, I give
You gotta pay to play.
I give Dram 770 coins. It's all I have, Master.
Oh my goodness.
That's how we separate the people who are serious from the people who aren't.
All right, I don't have any money anymore. I give it all to Dram.
The warlocks say nothing about this.
I can't believe you wasted all that money on a rock.
Okay, so Jack,
I
you
didn't
step
get to
forward
keep it.
and touch the obelisk, and it feels. You're expecting it to like burn your hand, but it's like icy cold under your fingers. It has a strange feeling, and it becomes like translucent, and you see through it, in a way, and you see to the heart of the spirit of flame that occupies all of creation. What do you? It asks you to make a sacrifice in exchange for its heat. What do you do? Has to be something fundamental that changes who you are as a character.
Well, I've vowed to be defender of the ancient Kaliak and to wield the mighty Balmung. I will give up. Let's see here. What would he give up? That would change me to fundamental. Would I still be a punk?
That's up to you. You can actually re-roll it as a new character if you want to, but you don't have to.
I will
You
give
have
up
to get rid of your mullet.
the mullet.
The whole of the hair become bald.
I will give up my wow, that would completely change things though. My thirst for recognition. I guess this would be alignment or a drive.
Okay, so change your drive to choose a new drive.
I gotta look up what other drives there are in the class. Hold on a second.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, that's what. So I'm going through like a personality change for recognition. Isn't that important? It's more to get in the job, things like that. Then I'm sure.
That's super interesting. I dig it. Yeah, let us know when you've chosen your new drive. And in exchange, you get the Flame Dream, so you can now take the levels in Immolator if you would like to. And you can. I'm going to say you get the Zuko style basic move.
So that's perfect because I'll be a level up at this.
Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. So take an Immolator
cool.
level. Nice. That works out.
Join the club. I go to the special snack bar and pull out the fire nuts.
Okay.
I say,
So you
get
get
these, and I give him a little bag of fire nuts.
A bag of fire nuts.
They're a closer now.
I love it. They're very spicy. So I would say you get led to the guest quarters. You get settled in. Once you're settled, I'm assuming you're going to join Alice in the apothecary lab.
Gonna be doing some drugs in the apothecary lounge.
Yeah, when you open the door to the tower apothecary's lab, a cloying greenish vapor wafts out into the hall. Dozens students in gray robes are wrapping up after class, putting away lab equipment and gathering up their notebooks and things from long stone tables. You can hear a vat of something still bubbling loudly on the hearth along the north wall on the outside of the tower. Peering through the haze and clutter, you see Alice talking to Irwin, the tower apothecary. Her hair is tied back and she has a thick, stained white apron cinched tightly over her warlock's robes, as does Alice. So they're talking over technical alchemical things. Alice turns to you guys and she says, welcome. You're here just in time for the harvest. And she goes to like a cabinet along the wall, and she gets out a whole bunch of like earmuffs and she hands them out to you guys. Says, put these on.
What are they?
Put mine on and
They're-
hold my animal companion's ears.
Okay, yeah. So it muffles sound, so you can't hear properly while you're wearing them. So she says, put these on. She's holding them out to you. You gonna put them on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She steps over to a raised indoor gardening bed bordered with warding runes. And she reaches down and pulls and takes this like small leafy green plant in her hand by the stalks, and she starts pulling it up out of the soil, and you guys hear this through the earmuffs, you hear this wailing sound that cuts right through the deafening, and it feels like there's this vibe that goes through you as you hear it, even with the headphones on. That feels like a thrall walking over your grave. Which one of you guys is standing closest when the plant is pulled out of the bed?
Can I spout lore if those things are found in the wild?
Yeah, go for
So
it.
that I can use so I can instinctively like reel back when they pull them out from the ground.
Yeah, you can spell lore. Go for it.
Is that in intelligence, wisdom?
That'll be in. Well, I'll say for this case you can use either. I think normally it's intelligence.
Odo's definitely curious. Like he would want to know why he has to wear these
Okay.
things on his ears. So,
So
he's probably looking.
You know that this is a mandrake root. They're extremely rare and they grow only in very specific areas under very specific conditions. You can see this grow bed is carefully curated to have this kind of hot, humid, moist environment. It has to be like a very specific temperature, a very specific like humidity level, and it has to be like a constant with a constant, atmosphere at that temperature with little variation. And there has to be also a certain flow of mana from a nearby ley line, which is also tapped into this garden bed. And the plant is called a mandrake root. It is a very rare plant that is used for healing and can also be used to destroy undead creatures if they're sufficiently weak to its effects. How did you learn all this?
He's from the wild. Zane's from the wilds. He would, and probably his owl parents would probably tell him, even if it's rare, he should be careful of what roots and plants he tried to take off the ground. So, seeing the leafage of this plant that they're trying to pull out from the ground, Zane would instinctively reel back
Yeah,
farther
so
from it.
Yeah, so you actually know that anyone who overhears the scream of the mandrake root and it's first pulled from the ground is instantly slain. That's hence the earmuffs. So Odo, I want to say that you're the closest one. New drive brotherly nature prevents somebody weaker than yourself from coming to harm by putting yourself in danger. Interesting. Okay.
No, he comes back after touching the stone, like much more, like not as outgoing, more like calmer and like he doesn't seem the same.
Wow, when Veranza's not here, huh?
Yeah, that's gonna be a surprise to her next session. So when the Alice pulls the root up, it starts thrashing around in her gloved hands. Odo, you see her, you can't hear her, but you see her open her mouth to swear as she fumbles with this root as it starts like thrashing around in her hands like a small animal, and it drops to the floor. It starts wriggling away, trying to get under one of the lab benches. Odo, you're the closest one to hand. What do you do?
Oh, I grab it and I grab it.
Okay.
With my gauntlets and
That's gonna be the fight danger dexterity if you want to grab it.
I failed.
Oh, okay. It skitters away under the lab bench, and it screams and screams, and the scream is like each time you feel that chill on your soul, and you know that the sound of it is like dangerous and to everyone. They've got the door to the lab closed. It's soundproof. Nobody else outside can hear this, but that thing's really under there. And in fact, I'm going to say it bites you on your finger. You take 1 damage, ignoring armor.
Hey, shoot it! No one can hear me.
Odo starts yelling something, but you can't tell what it is. Zane, what are you guys doing?
Can I mime or hand gesture towards the woman, the one that pulled the mandrake out of the ground, like the fingers towards the neck, like a killing motion, and point towards the mandrake?
She gives you a thumbs up, and she runs to the opposite side of the room and is like fishing in the closet to try to get a broom to drive it out. What do you guys do?
Ichabod's ADHD is
I'ma
in full
shoot it
effect.
if
He's
they-
touching everything.
Okay.
God dang it. I'm a shoot it if they give the thumbs up.
Okay, yeah, go for it. I would say you don't have to roll for damage. You get down there. Actually, can you? Yeah, I guess you with your archery. It's an extremely awkward shot because you're shooting underneath a low to the ground like table thing. So you have to like lie down flat on the floor and like hold the bow sideways in order to get the shot. But you get it, and you hit it, and the screaming stops. And Alice comes back with the broom, and she takes off her earmuffs, and she like crawls down and uses the broom to fish the dead mandrake root out from underneath the lab bench. And she says something to you guys, and she turns and she starts talking to you guys, and then she realizes that you can't hear her, and she points at the side of her head. What do you do?
I take out my earmuffs.
Yeah, you guys take the earmuffs, and she says, she hands it to Odo, I'm going to say, because Odo is the closest person aside from Zane, who's kind of getting up from the ground still. And she says, this one was blooming a little early. The rest of them aren't ready to harvest yet.
Oh, thank you. And what's this for?
Oh, it's a healing herb. It's very powerful.
Oh. Oh, well, here, I'll trade you for it, and I'll give her 2 of the cleavers. Here you go.
She smiles and she says, I'm afraid it's worth a little more than that.
Oh, you get, how about 4? I got 4.
Let me see.
And I have 8 coins and some little bits of herbs and some biscuits.
Okay, let's see how much it's actually worth. I'm gonna say it's worth 150 coin.
Oh, I don't think I have 150 coin. I have these cleavers and some biscuits.
She says, well, maybe you could take them to the tower quartermaster and trade them in for some coin. He has no use for cleaver.
Okay.
Anybody want to buy healing potions? Mandrake roots.
Oh, they're the equivalent of a healing potion?
Yeah, they're rarer in the setting than normal, so they're more expensive than the listed amount in the dungeon gear.
Yeah, I'll go sell my cleavers.
Okay,
Wait,
go
how
ahead.
much per one?
150. I'm gonna say
Uh,
you're in Skolomance.
okay.
Do you guys want this bag full of weird random body parts I have?
She says, "Let me see." She goes and she rummages through the bag, and she frowns. She's like, "Well, they're not in too good shape, but we could use some eyeballs. I'll give you a coin each for them." She hands you like
Sounds fair.
8 coins. She starts she gets some gloves. Actually, she already had she changes gloves because she was wearing her gardening gloves. She changes to lab gloves and starts fishing eyeballs out of this sack of body parts and setting them in an ice bath. Yeah, so if you guys want to sell stuff, just take whatever the coin value is, unless it's something unusual like Balmung or a magic item of some kind. Then we'll have to figure that out. If it's a mundane item, just take whatever the coin value is. I guess if it's something that's worn, that's used like a battle item, it's worth half as much as the list price.
Mm-hmm.
So those would be equivalent to short swords. So there'd be 8 coins each, so you get 4 coins per sword.
Perfect.
All right, you guys sell up. You visit with Alice. You have tea. Is there anything particular you guys want to do while you're here before you move on to Lankerfan?
Do you guys have a horse and or a cart that we can buy?
Yeah, I'm sure we have something down in the stables. Yes, you can buy horses and cart if you would like, if you have the coin. Actually, horses aren't a thing in this setting. Actually, you can buy a cart. It would be a hand cart.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So
Question is, who's gonna push?
yeah, who's going to push the hand cart?
Not me.
I'll push it.
Who can beat my 17 strength?
Is that,
I have 17.
Odo's volunteering.
We can take turns.
Okay. All right. So you guys got a cart.
And then you, Ichabod.
Yeah, then when neither of us feel like doing it, we can make Zala do it.
All right. So you guys head on to Lankerfan. Lankerfan is known as the Shining City. It is the capital of the once mighty Caith Berwick Empire. When you guys come in sight of it, it's the only like real above ground walled city standing left anywhere in the world that any of you guys know of. And it's this very like impressive bastion of what's left of civilization. There's like these shining white walls that almost seem to glow in the afternoon sunlight as you guys are making your way towards these massive gates that are they're in fact dwarven construction. They're similar to the gates of Myrkridia, but they're built out of different local materials. Different quarry was used in the construction. But the design is similar. And you can see that. Yeah. Yeah, so there's you can see that there's the grand marble and bronze, structure of the Imperial Palace at the center. There's market districts, all this kind of stuff. It's very, for folks that have grown up out in the wilderness, it's very like congested and busy. So let me ask you guys this question. Where did you guys all grow up? Or where did you come from?
In the wilds.
Okay, Zane grew up with the owls, right?
Yes, sir. In the forest, in the wild.
Yep.
I only have memories from the last year and a half, or maybe 2 years after
Right.
that battle. So, but I would have spent time at this city, I figure, after that battle that I was in. If this is like the main city, I think my character would have, the army that he fought in would have come from here, I imagine.
Okay, so you probably were fighting with the Legion, which is what they call the right hand of the light. It's like the foot soldiers of the armies of the living. They are known for this kind of very plain blue and white shield device that they all carry, and they tend to wear like heavy plate armor and carry swords. They also have bowmen, but the bowmen are usually no, I was gonna say they're Fearbog, but that's not true yet in this era. That's an anachronism. So they have bowmen as well, and sometimes dwarven grenadiers, like the ones you guys fought with in Myrkridia. So you probably wouldn't remember too much about your time fighting with the Legion, but you probably marched back with remnants of that army. You were wearing the uniform at one point in time. I'm sure you took it off because you had no memory of being with that unit. Or are you still wearing it?
No, I took it off.
Okay, yeah. Actually, you could see this is a warrior of the Legion up here. You guys can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know why they
Like
made
posers.
Yeah, I don't know why they made his shield red instead of blue in that picture, but they have blue and white shields. So I'm actually as you guys are approaching the city gates, you see an army approaching in the distance. They're coming in from the northeast, sort of from the direction of the Gower Road and the Dire Marsh. There's scattered groups of soldiers in a long, silent procession. You see an awful lot of them are carrying makeshift stretchers. Each man marches in a daze with his head down, his eyes trained on the ground in front of him. Some of the footmen are missing their shields. They're silent, save for the occasional moan from one of the wounded they're carrying.
It looked
You
like they
see-
had a nice conversation with somebody.
Jack, you know that this is the army that was sent out to battle the fallen lords up on the peninsula north of the Dire Marsh.
Was this something that happened when we were first in the city before we left?
Yes, this is they were sent out before you guys headed to Forest Heart to find the tomb.
Okay, well, we've already actually technically returned here since then, and they hadn't returned. And then we all got another mission, which was to go get the relic, right?
Right.
Which we
Yeah.
are returning with again successfully.
Yeah. So
Not
you guys have
Thought that
good.
would be thirsty for recognition.
Yeah. So it's been a couple of weeks. But these guys are returning. Obviously, not in good shape. What do you guys do? Do you approach them? Do you talk to them? Are you just going to go in the city and ignore them? You see some of them, a few of them notice that smoky, dark cloud on the horizon. And one of them grabs another one by the shoulder and kind of shakes him and points. And then you see more and more of them start looking at that cloud. And they pick up their pace a little bit, heading towards the city walls. The cloud, it looks like it's going to arrive in a few hours.
I have an ability called Lure of Flame.
What does that do for you?
Turn to a source of fire, looking for answers. Roll Wisdom plus. So I create fires so I can glean something.
Okay. So you get a vision again of that woman, the woman wreathed in flame, who you recognize as the Hearth Taker, the one that you saw in your dream before. And you see in the vision she lifts up her hand and like spreads her palm open, and ash starts to spew from her fingers and float out over the horizon. And you see that within the ash there are 1,000 tiny rubies floating. What do you do?
Oh, those are those creatures.
Yes.
Oh, I should report this, huh?
Probably.
Yeah, I tell the warlock. I tell maybe Alice or just one of
So
the
the-
warlocks.
So this is at the next city. The warlocks aren't there anymore. You guys can go to the palace if you want to talk to somebody.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you guys head to the Imperial Palace. You rush in. The Emperor is in. It turns out the guards stop you. They tell you that the Emperor is in a private session with his advisors. But you see Captain Damas and Moagim, and they'll meet with you. So they take you to like a separate meeting hall that's like a side chamber away from the main court of the palace. So this is a huge, for those of you guys that haven't been in the palace, it's this huge, impressive, like I said, marble and bronze building with these vaulted 2-story tall hallways. And it's unlike anything some of you guys have ever seen, probably. Captain Damas, they take you in, and Captain Damas says the battle with the Fallen Lords didn't go well. We lost 1/3 of the Legion's strength and gained nothing. We saw the Faceless Terror, killed the Myrkridia guarding him, and chased them through the edge of the marshlands toward the coast. But the moment we had him backed into a corner, we were ambushed by the Watcher. 10 of my men ran at Moagim and tried to kill him. One of them stabbed him right through the heart. It didn't even slow him down. Even a warlock tried to hit him. Nothing. They say, "What news? Do you have the artifact?"
Yes, we have recovered it.
Excellent, Majarin says. Let us see it.
Jack humbly walks forth and presents the MacGuffin.
Okay, yeah, so you guys, he inspects the MacGuffin and he says, fascinating. How is it activated?
Well, I'll turn that over to Dram, but he can explain it. But actually, it's Odo. Actually, weren't you one of the ones in the
Yeah, I helped make
over
it.
to Odo, and he helped create the MacGuffin?
It has a code word. You don't want everyone to know it, and he's gonna come up to he's gonna offer to come whisper it to him.
Oh, he says, of course, you may approach.
It's aardvark. If you say aardvark, it'll suck all the Myrkridia up.
Very good. Have you tested it yet?
No, we haven't. We tested it before it was working properly, and spider monsters came out of it. But we fixed it. The dwarf said it's all fixed now.
Majarin takes this in stride. He's not quite sure how to react to that. And he says, well, we'll send this with the remnants of their army, of the Legion, once they've gathered their strength again to face the Myrkridia. He says, the problem that we face now is the Faceless Terror, Moagim. He says, you know of him?
Isn't it common knowledge or no?
You know that he. Yeah, you've heard that the Faceless Terror is one of the fallen lords. Somebody can spout lore if you guys want.
None of us have intelligence.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Dram, you know that in the Age of Reason, which was 2,000 years ago, Moagim was known as Tiresias the poet, and he was the host of the Leveler, which is the malevolent spirit that drives the dark to eradicate the living. And so he's been a fallen lord for over 1,000 years. And he's known for fighting hand to hand, and he has a reputation of being difficult to kill. But from the reports given by the Legion, it sounds like he's invulnerable to weaponry, which is not something that you've heard before in the lore.
Have you tried using random objects as weapons?
Majarin says, such as
Halflings and women.
A magical sword that shoots lightning bolts. How about those? We got one of those.
Where did you find this? Show me.
Jack, show him your secret friend.
This is Balmung.
Jack, you go to draw it, and the sword is like, no, you should not draw me here. What do you do?
This is not a situation where the weapon should be released. It's too dangerous to be out and about. It is made for battle.
Only if the battle requires it, otherwise you get hit with friendly fire.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
I also don't believe this guy is not crazy, but you'll see that when he talks some sword on his own.
Jaren says, I think it's worth a test. You should try this weapon on the nameless one, the faceless one, and see if it damages him. He says, I'm going to read you a passage from the Total Codex, and he takes out this huge ornate book, which some of you guys have seen before, and he holds his hand over the page, and the pages turn themselves, And he looks down into the book and reads from this glowing page. Moagim's lips bubble with blood and bile as he smiled at the assembled Avatara. I accept my defeat, for I have already won. With that, the mighty Avatara Ilium gave a shout and cracked the horse's rumps. The ropes pulled taut until the leveler's limbs could no longer withstand the force. Thus was Moagim drawn and quartered on the plains before Ilium, tireless horses dragging the pieces of his lifeless body to the four corners of the world and ushering in the third era. He says, he closes the book. He says, that was 1,000 years ago, give or take. It says that he'll be drawn and quartered by the soldiers of Lankerfan, and his ashes buried deep beneath the mountains of Kor. We have no mountains of Kor on our maps, so we'll have to locate them first. And it's not clear whether Moagim will be destroyed in this era or another, but at least we know the Empire still stands.
And he raises his hand. We don't have horses either.
Yes, he says that's true. I suppose we'll have to find a way to.
They apparently died off last age.
Yeah,
We can ride centaurs. We can work out something.
We could ride that fire thing you made.
Are there centaurs in this one? I can't remember.
You guys haven't encountered any.
You have any criminals you don't like that you could pull stuff with?
Majoran is saying, the Fallen Lords are. You have any criminals you don't like? What do you mean? I understand your comments.
Pull the wagons.
Oh. We could arrange something if you'd like. You guys want to get criminals to pull your cart for you?
Well, I'm. What do they use for animals of burden?
They mostly just do things by hand.
So they don't have deer, or there's no creatures that would have been, altered by humanity or whatever to be beasts of burden. No cows, no nothing.
They ate them all.
It's not that they don't exist so much as the resources of civilization are so taxed that there's not enough capacity to feed them or take care of them. So nobody keeps them around anymore.
Wow, we're like at the end times here.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, it really is like the end times. Actually, there's a lot of buildings in the city that stand empty. Anyway, so Majoran and Captain Damas are talking. Captain Damas is saying he was stabbed through the heart. He was hit in the eye. One of the warlocks hit him with a dream, and it didn't affect him at all. And he must have had 10 arrows stuck in him, but it didn't even slow him down. And Majoran says, Fallen Lords are tough, but nothing in the history says they're impervious to mortal weapons. If he was drawn and quartered, and he will be drawn and quartered again, there must be some way to make him vulnerable to ordinary attacks, to ordinary weapons. He might have an edge that we don't know about. And he looks at you guys, and he says, I'm going to give you all a difficult but very important task. Confront Moagim, watch him, and see how he fights. Find out how he's able to turn aside the Legion's blades and arrows and the Warlock's dreams. If you can hurt him. You can try the sword and see if it works. I don't know if it will. We might defeat him in this age, but it seems like we don't have what we need to defeat him now, unless the sword can destroy him. I won't lie to you. You may not all make it back alive. But above all, make sure at least one of you escapes so you can report your findings back to me. If you succeed in this, His Majesty will reward you handsomely, and it could turn the tide in this war. Will you do this task?
Yes, I will be the only survivor.
Oh, well, I wanted to survive too. We can all survive. I think it won't. I don't think that we'll find a way. We've always all survived, right?
No, he said the only survivor. I guess we're under a rock.
He says, we last saw a Mogi. We don't know where Moagim is now, but we last battled him on the peninsula north of the Dire Marsh near the deep, which is up where he is marked on the map over here. You'll need to
So check every cave possible.
you'll need to speak with the members of the Legion and try to track him from where he was last seen. Is there anything else you need from me for this journey? Oh.
Some biscuits.
The other pressing tree. The other pressing tree. The storm.
The storm, he asks. What of it?
The storm that's affecting the city.
He says we've seen it. Do you know anything? Can you tell us anything about it?
I will look
It's
at
weird and it seems to be following us.
Look at
There
John
are
with the
there are
vision.
creatures inside it. Red gems.
What manner of creatures?
Nasty creatures.
Creatures like the ones that Avatara. He realizes creatures like the ones that Avatara spoke of that attacked the Citadel. Was it that creature?
Yes, but more. So much more.
He says that's grim news indeed. I don't. How many of them do you think there are?
In my vision, I saw. I mean, how many did I see? I saw dozens or hundreds.
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Too many for us to fight, that's for sure.
Do you know if they can be damaged by anything other than the Mandrake root?
What did we do? Did we have any other techniques?
Fire. Or no? What was it again? It was something.
It was
we had-
the red gems.
Yeah, you have to like damage something inside them. Well, they're made of fire, so if you can control fire, you can like disrupt them or something. I think it was or something.
But you guys actually, when you guys fought them before, they were actually immune to Dram's magic. Although that might not be the case now because he
Yeah.
has the black flame.
Yeah, they were immune to. Yeah, it wasn't fire. What did we do to destroy that thing?
You guys actually have one of them captive. You're carrying it around in a bowl that you got from the abandoned inn at
Yeah.
Moonchild.
Oh, I guess we can experiment on it or whatever.
Yeah.
I show it to them. I guess I don't. Can I show it to them? No, I can't. We put it under a bucket. That's what we did.
Yeah, you did.
That's what we did. It was a bowl. It was a bowl.
Yeah, you
So
know.
I mean, I don't think I want to take that out in here, though. Right? That's probably not safe. But I'd like to show it to them somehow in some controlled environment. I didn't realize we were carrying that around. That's hilarious.
I forgot about it too until just now. I was like, wait a minute.
It was like two bowls. Yeah,
Yeah.
I imagine that we would have led with that if we were aware
Okay,
we had it. So that would have made the explanation a lot easier.
Okay, yeah. So he's going to use magic to scry through the bowl because he doesn't want to open it. So he kind of essentially makes it transparent so you guys can all see it, and you see this.
Oh, that's fun.
So half of you guys have never seen this before. So what you see is this like swirling cloud of sticky gray ash that fills the bowl and kind of just like churns and writhes and like grasps at the cracks between the bowls, trying to escape and push itself through the gaps. And at the middle, there are these two tiny rubies that are glowing like eyes. It's this kind of amorphous like smoke creature. And Majaran says the Avatara said that it was actually a sort of undead, as opposed to a monster created purely from the fire dream. Okay, so
If it doesn't like lightning.
he says, should we test it? And Balmung again is like, no, I shall not be drawn here.
All right, not here in battle. These things aren't worthy.
He says, very well. We'll use it. We'll take this and experiment on it and let you know the results when you return. In the meantime, we'll do whatever we can to slow those things down. You should leave for the peninsula at once. And I think we're going to leave it there for tonight's session. Let's do the end of session move.
Awesome.
Okay, when you reach the end of session, choose one of your bonds that you feel is completely resolved. Has anybody resolved one of their bonds?
Well, I had one with Rat.
Does
I say sadly that that Rat has decided to go back to the rat hole.
Yeah,
And,
sadly you don't get XP for that.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
lucky enough he ended his before he even left.
So you can take a new bond though if you want.
does I have a one bond with Jack. Does Jack think Zane was cool this session, or did any of his actions seem cool? Like
cool, like awesome.
I mean, from his previous like personality wise, yeah.
All right, what did you do in the last battle? Were you the one that hid in the woods and then knocked the dude in back, and he just stood there, then fell over or a second or whatever, shot somebody?
Yeah.
Are you the headshot one?
Headshot one.
Was that the character?
Yeah, that was him.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I thought that was cool. My favorite one was when you hit the guy and he just sat there and the whole crowd ran ahead of him, and then he like scrabbled to come up. I thought that was my favorite move.
Okay, so mark an experience point for that. So you can clear that bond and then write a new one if you'd like. You want to write a new bond?
Not for now.
Okay. All right. So that's it for bonds. Anybody fulfill their alignment or drive?
One bond. I have a bond with Jack that Jack might be a bit crazy, but he's willing to risk his life to help people. I'm going to help him on his quest. So I was blessing him, and I kind of helped him to get to this Lanker Fen town. So I think that is. I mean, I'm still going to be helping him because on this next stage of the quest. But I think like I can maybe progress that one.
All right, Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, Jackson. Yeah, he's welcoming to help these. He firmly believes that putting himself in harm is better than watching others suffer.
All
So
right.
yes, he says so.
So mark that off. Mark an XP and
Zane.
that was Odo.
Odo.
It's Odo.
So
That's
far, Odo
Odo.
and Zane is the one with the owl, right? That's a priest or something.
Yep.
Who's our ranger?
I have the I'm a ranger. Yep.
Okay, I got to get your name, your voices with your thing here. Yeah, I'd like to. I had one with Odo. Jack would risk his life for Odo, but he feels embarrassed because it was the opposite. Because Odo came to his rescue. I was trying to figure out with one with Ichabod, which goes by Wind, or which one's your character's name?
Mine's Ichabod.
All right, so Ichabod. So Jack feels safer with Ichabod covering his back. That'd be okay.
That's fine.
All right.
Nice. All right. Anybody fulfill their alignment for the session?
No animals.
I did, but I also changed it, so I'm not sure.
No single combat against somebody.
I mean, I tried to bless Dram in danger, but I didn't really heal him. And I wasn't put in danger to heal him.
No, that actually helps me because I spread a dangerous new idea and I got Odo on a fireball. So I don't. Would that suffice?
Is that an idea? The fireball?
No, I mean no. I guess not. but it sure was chaotic.
That's true. All right.
I'd like to make a bond with Dram. Dram is crazy, and I'm going to figure out what makes him tick.
Graham, do you accept
I'll
this
tell you
bond?
now, it's luncheon or other lunch meat.
All right. So this is for everybody now. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Roots scream.
Yeah, we found out about Moagim that he's not invulnerable, or he's invulnerable to weapons for now, which is different.
Okay, very good. So everybody mark an experience point for that. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
I'd say no.
Yeah, I don't know. Myrkridia are kind of normal.
Okay, fair enough. And did we loot a memorable treasure?
Wait, hang on. Can we say entering the Black Tower is defeating a notable? No, I guess not. Never mind.
The
I'll rate you here
item,
tonight.
can we do the herb, the potion,
The Mandrake root?
The
the
Mandrake
one that
root?
they
Yeah.
they gave us?
Did anybody take one? Did you guys buy one?
Buy one.
Didn't know how much they were. We didn't know how much they.
150.
They're 150 coin each.
The one that we shot and then they gave us. Can that be considered?
No, but they didn't give it to us. We had to buy it from them.
Right.
They didn't give
Oh.
us. Okay.
Wait,
Well, Dram got all my money.
a notable treasure, yeah.
I'll allow that for
Such, right?
experience purposes. So everybody mark an experience point for that. All right. So that's 2 XP for everybody. And that's it for tonight.
Hells yeah, thank you, Russ. Awesome.
Good game, guys.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to follow if you're watching on Twitch, or subscribe. It's free if you're watching on YouTube. Have a good evening, and I'll see you next time. Take care.